Hey guys, welcome back to Guitar Archaeology with Pinetop Jackson. Check out what I've got to show you today. This is a resonator. It's unbranded. There's a cool story about it. Let's talk about that. So this guitar belongs to my friend Ted Bridgman. He bought it a few years ago from a guy he met at a guitar show in Tacoma, Washington. So the story this guy told Ted was he had bought a Dean resonator that he really liked, and he researched and found out the company in China that made the resonators for Dean. And he contacted that company directly and ordered some resonator guitars to be made. I don't remember how many Ted said he ordered, something like 6 or 10, but just a handful of these. He was going to start up his own music distribution company, I guess. We'll talk more about that idea, but first let's take a closer look at this resonator and compare it to what Dean is offering. This is a single cone steel body resonator. It's pretty heavy, weighs in at just over 8 pounds. A quick look at the resonator series on Dean's website. We see the same F-holes, the same holes on the cone, same bridge and tailpiece. This Dean has a lipstick pickup and a slightly smaller body with the neck joining at the 14th fret, whereas on Ted's unbranded resonator, the neck joins the body at the 12th. Also, this Dean has some nicer rectangle inlays on the fretboard. Here's another example from Dean. This one has a mahogany body with a cutaway. It has the traditional Dean acoustic headstock, whereas Ted's unbranded one has a slotted headstock. Ted threw a slide in the case with it. I don't know what I'm doing with this slide, but I'll play around with it. So this resonator is the last of the half dozen or so units that some guy had bought direct from the factory in China. He was planning to open up his own distribution business, and it didn't work out for him. He wound up selling them all. But that story stands out to me because it reminds me of another story. You guys have seen this guitar before. This is my 1977 Washburn Falcon. And so in 1977, a guy named Rudy Schlager bought the name Washburn for $13,000. That's the equivalent of about $40,000 in today's money. And then Washburn hired the Japanese factory Yamaki to build these guitars. And they have a special place in my heart now. So back in the day, Japanese factories were like the Chinese factories of today. No, I can't really say that, but it's the same similar idea. And it makes me feel that like the dream could still be alive. Someone could get a business loan from a bank and go to a factory and have a number of guitars produced and put their name on the headstock and start their own guitar company. It's a feasible thing that could be done here in America. And it worked out well for Washburn. It didn't work out so well for this guy, but it's just proof that it could be done. Now I know there's all sorts of like legal and ethical ramifications about having stuff made in China, and there's tariffs. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a businessman. I just like to play guitar. But man, I dream about what it'd be like. First off, to own a guitar shop. But man, I'm never gonna own my own guitar shop. I'm not gonna have Pinetop Jackson brand of guitars floating around out there. But man, I am going to keep having fun buying and selling cheap used guitars, researching them, making these guitar archaeology videos. So this was the story of my friend Ted's no-name resonator and how it tied into the Washburn story, in my mind at least. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. See you next week.